Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Again, I'm using my Kill a Kit with Style to scrapbook some photos. Now these are photos from Cars Land. This is my daughter in front of a trunk or treat sign, and then this was over top of the roadway. It kind of looks like snowflakes, but these are spider webs and then kind of like a scary face hung on the wires. Now I am going to, like I said, use my Kill a Kit with Style, and I'm going to go to a go-to design that I use pretty often when I have one portrait and one landscape 4x6. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and start off with my go-to design. Now there are variations on this thing. I do make the sizes a little bit different and the placement of the photos just ever so slightly different, but this is the basics of it. So what you're going to do is start with one 12x12 sheet of paper, and then you're going to cut down another sheet of paper. This time I cut it down to 11 inches. Sometimes I cut it down to 10 inches. Sometimes I cut it down to 10.5 inches. It's just how I'm feeling. And that is the beauty of a go-to design, is that even though the basic design is the same, you can change up the elements within that design and have lots of variations. So I went ahead and trimmed 1.25 inches off of my third sheet of paper so that it would nestle in and be matted by that second sheet. So as you can see, I have 3 pieces of paper being matted. Now these are all papers from that project pad, so they are a bit of a thinner paper. So there's not a whole heck of a lot of bulk that I have going on with these 3 papers. Now say you were using something like, I don't know, an Authentique or a Cartabella where it has that thicker kind of grit to it, then maybe you want to do some gutting, but in this case I didn't feel the need to. The next thing we're going to do is take a strip of paper and place it across my entire layout. Sometimes I do keep it going edge to edge. Sometimes I trim it down a little bit like I did in this case. And the width of the paper here, this is also one of those things that you can change up. So you can do 2 inches, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches. You could do multiple strips. This is just one of the go-to designs, basic go-to design that you can liven up. Now I was thinking about I'm gonna be offering a class. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but they will be go-to designs and how you can use a go-to design and do them in multiple ways so that it doesn't always feel like you're creating the same layout. Anyway, that is in the works. I can't make any promises of when it's gonna come out, but if you're interested, let me know. Because if you think that I'm a doofus and shouldn't do that, then let me know too. Whatever. So I did take the 2 photos and I matted them on 4.25 by 6.25 inch pieces of paper. Now I did also slightly angle both of these photos. Sometimes I put them on much more angled angles. Can't think of a great descriptive word right now. Sometimes I keep them straight. Sometimes I mat them onto one photo block. Like I said, lots of different ways that you can go with this sketch. I did make sure that my Celebrate would basically fit in the space between the photo and the edge of the orange paper. And now I'm going to go ahead and get going on some decoration. So the little doily looking thing that you see up there, that is the mini mandala stencil number 1. It is on the Scrapping Reflections website. It is a small stencil. It also comes in a large size as well. So I am going to use this stencil and also a doily to create some excitement up at the top of this layout here. So I am using a Pink and Main mini blender brush. I'm also using Close to My Heart ink and Nectarine. I know I've said it recently before, but the Close to My Heart inks are making my heart super happy right now. They just have great colors. I always seem to find something that coordinates well. I'm just happy with it. I am also having a Close to My Heart, basically a book party this month. So if there's anything close to my heart you might need or want, I'll have a link for you down below. And what that does is helps me get some free product in. You know, I need some more of these inks because my ink holder is not full yet. So that's going to be happening. Now, I was thinking about using this navy blue pink fresh wood veneer clip, and I just wasn't feeling it. I was also thinking about these little black circles, and ultimately they don't end up on the page either, but they do for a minute. They just don't stay. Now these are the Scenic Route mini puffy letter stickers. I'm super excited. As you guys saw in my haul video, I got just about everything from this collection. I had pre-ordered it just for my personal self. I didn't do it for the shop. Having a little bit of frustrations with the shop right now because I am a tiny little business. My pre-orders do not get my wholesale pre-orders, not just pre-orders. My wholesale pre-orders don't get priority. So yeah, got some disappointments when I received my Vicky Boutin pre-order box, and yeah, really disappointed because I got nothing. But anyway, and that's neither here or there. This is probably something I should have ranted about on Parking Lot Talk, not in the middle of a process video. But the mind is wondering right now, guys, and you know, the mouth engages before the brain does sometimes. So anyway, I do have some stuff. I do have some more stuff coming that has not been canceled. But we'll see. It's all good. Now, I do mess around with this banner for far too long. I really wanted to place it on this layout because it reminded me of the cones that were hanging on the photo. I really did not like it right here where it says celebrate, and while I'm trying to figure out the car situation, I decided that this needs to move as well. I put it up here at the top, and I'm happy with that. And then I want to put this second car on, but I realize I made the orange car drive off the page, so if I put the pink car over here where I want it to, the cars would both be driving off the page, and I would rather have them driving into the page. Just, again, a personal preference, so I'm going to add my roll of foam rectangles here to the back of this car as well, just to give it a little bit of dimension, because this is a pretty flat layout. There's not a whole heck of a lot of dimension on it, but that's okay. Not every layout needs to be super lumpy bumpy, and not every layout needs to be perfectly flat. I do like having a mixture in my albums. I feel that it gives you the most variety. It gives you the most bang for your buck, and I guess in pleasure for your eyes. I don't know. I just like the variety. Okay, it just makes me happy. If everything was the exact same page after page, it would get kind of boring, and nobody's going to want to look through your albums if they're all the exact same. At least I won't want to look through an album if it's the exact same over and over again. I think you can have the same kind of basic layout and it not be the same thing over and over again. Like, I could use this basic go-to design five times in a row, and you would probably notice that it's the same basic design if I put them all next to each other. But I usually don't have those kind of layouts lined up next to each other, so it doesn't really matter. Now, it did matter back when I was a super chronological scrapbooker, where I would start with January and work through the photos, and they would be done in order whether I wanted to scrapbook with those pictures or not, because I didn't use D-ring albums and it was hard to move around the layouts. Now that I use the D-ring albums, it's much easier to move around the layouts, and I play. I play within years. So I'm working right now on 2019, but I also have some 2020 that I'm playing with, and I think I have literally 2 layouts I need to finish in 2018, so probably should get that done. Now, at first I thought I was going to layer that circle sticker over top of the leaf. I did find that orange kind of label sticker in my stash. Now I'm pulling out these Amy Tangerine thickers. And yes, that is a whole heck of a lot of arrows on there, you guys, and I do take them off. I don't overly arrow this layout at all. I decide that I want to use this floral piece with the multicolor instead of just that kind of orangey leaf piece. And that's because I have the colors in the layout. So I have the teal in the banner, and I have the pink in the pink car, and also Lana's clothes. Not that I use the pictures a whole heck of a lot. I've said that a lot this video too, a whole heck of a lot, huh? Not that I really use the pictures for the colors or the supplies that I use to decorate my page. I kind of just do what I want. But I felt like that floral piece definitely looked better because there was more options. There were more matching colors. I do pull out these little epoxy things and I place them around the layout. So I have 3 of them. I'm going to move around these little gold foil pluses as well. I move them over closer to the cluster that I have going on over here in the center. And of course they are thicker, so they're not going to stick. So I grab my favorite liquid glue, and that is Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I go ahead and glue those down. Now guys, off camera I do glue down the letter stickers as well. I just figured you didn't need to watch me glue letter stickers. You see that all the time. You probably do it all the time in your life too, because if you use thickers, then you know they don't stick. When can we fix that, American Crafts? When can we fix it? So I add some journaling. It says, loving everything Carsland. I mean, look at these details. Definitely a favorite of Lana's birthday trip, September 2019. Now, there isn't anything, you know, waxing poetic because this is an entire album series, so I don't feel the need to have long, heartfelt journaling on this particular page. That is going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Ring the bell so you can get notifications. I think you have to subscribe first, though, and I will see you again real soon for another video.